Hello everybody, it's Kaipachu with the Weekly Paleo Report for November 13th of 2019. Let's look at the astrology of our times. Right now that sun is still moving through Scorpio and in a great, nice, beautiful sextile to Pluto up there in Capricorn. And that is exact today. The moon has just moved into Gemini and she's going to stay there for a couple of days here. And, while there, she is going to be opposing Venus, squaring Neptune, because we have a Venus square Neptune, full on, exact, tomorrow, Thursday. Venus in Sag squaring Neptune in Pisces. I'm going to talk about that. And also coming up then on Saturday, she moves into a square with Mars and then Uranus. The nice thing is there's a good trine to the sun there. I'm going to explain what all of this means in a little bit. But, she's making that last square to Mars before Monday when Mars fully goes into Scorpio. Mars is the co-ruler of Scorpio. He's coming home to his home sign of Scorpio. I'm going to be talking a lot about that because you may even already be feeling a little bit of Mars in opposition to Uranus. Right? I mean, and that, as soon as he goes into Scorpio, we're going to be feeling that Mars opposite Uranus like super strong. And then he's going to stay in Scorpio until January 3rd. So, we've got a good 6 weeks here, of cleanup is what I'm going to call it. Oh my goodness. And, finally, after, it's been 2 weeks now, we've got one more week of Mercury retrograde. Okay, so next week, Wednesday, 1 week from this report, Mercury will be going direct. Until then, it is still retrograde, moving right through the middle of Scorpio. The nice thing is, it's in a nice trine, okay, over there to Neptune, and a nice sextile to Saturn and Pluto up there in Capricorn. So what can I say? Not all Mercury retrogrades are bad. So what I want to do is find a good spot here and talk at you. All right, everybody. Well, mostly I think that this report is about hanging in there one more week. There's one more week of Mercury retrograde, one more week of Sun in Scorpio. There's a few more weeks before Saturn actually hits Pluto. But this is this ending time. And it can be really beautiful. It's like a 12th house phase. It's like balsamic. This is a wonderful time to review. Retrograde Mercury is reflect, review, remodel, rethink, renegotiate. But it's basically, Mercury is business talking, put everything out there. And when it's retrograde, it's like, sit still with yourself for a little bit and, go deep within yourself and, turn off a little more of the chatter and, go inward. And when it's in Scorpio, in particular, Scorpio is about the depth and the mystery and the intensity of life that brings us, right up to the brink of death. It brings us right up to the brink of letting go of old stuff, old emotional patterns from childhood or from past lives, wherever you're coming from. This is just really a beautiful time to reflect on where you've been and also, in a way, preparing. Okay, we've got, Venus moving through Sag, Jupiter conjunct the galactic center, very powerful in Sagittarius, looking forward. And how about that full moon in Taurus? Woo! She was super powerful And that, that was like, she was talking to me. I hope she was talking to you, but it was just really beautiful that the sextile to the Neptune, the trines to Saturn and Pluto, this, the last couple of days, this moon exalted in Taurus, bringing us really deeply into touch with our own personal values, and hopefully helping us to feel better about ourselves and about our world, and also helping us to become more clear about who and what we want in our world, and who and what we no longer want, or they're not, in our world, they're not helping us evolve, achieve, or go forward into this next new phase. We've got this whole new phase, starting in 2021, but having its beginnings in 2020. Even in January, Saturn will come around to Pluto and pass, starting a new Saturn-Pluto cycle. Saturn is goals, ambitions, what I want to be doing here in the world to make a change, to improve conditions for the future generations. This is job, vocation, life path kind of stuff. Very strong, very heavy. Where do we want to be going the next 28 years? So we're closing, like this 30, 35 year Saturn Pluto cycle, and we're reflecting on it with Mars. But then we've also got some other, we got Mars. Mars is the wild card in this whole thing, okay? Because Mars is at this end of Libra, and as it goes into Scorpio, and like I said, it's going to be opposing Uranus. Now, you may look back to when Mars was conjunct Uranus. That was last February, in the middle of February. And Mars-Uranus is revolution, rebellion, transformation of what I am doing for a living, my money situation. And now, 9-10 months later, comes into this opposition. It's like a full moon. And in Scorpio, it's like this can be a situation where I want to break free, I want to break out, I want to jump the gun. It's like I want to start this new cycle before I finish the old cycle, okay? And that's like impossible. It's like you got to pick up your foot and go forward in order to take a step. You've got to let go of what's holding you back, of what is, what was powerful at one point, not so powerful anymore. So next week, when Mercury goes direct, Mars finishes that, it's going to move into a full opposition with Uranus. And to me, this Mars opposite Uranus is cut cords, liberate, open up new pathways, open up that third eye. And Mars, like I said, is going to be in Scorpio till January 3rd. And what does Mars want to do in Scorpio? It wants to investigate. It wants to get down to the bottom, lift up the carpet, get the skeletons out of the closet, the secrets, the mysteries, anything that has really, needs to be exposed in order to, empower my path, empower my future. So Scorpio is this really, it's very intense. It is, Mars in Scorpio wants to initiate deep union, sexual, emotional, financial, intellectual, influential. It's like, I want more. And you've got more, so let's team up. So there is this real drive to team up. But Uranus over here in Taurus is like, at the same time, I want my freedom, I need my space, I want independence. So this opposition will bring up, okay, for us in our relationships and in our partnerships, how much freedom do we each have? How autonomous are we? How codependent are we? And there may be situations that arise with your intimate others where they're wanting more of you or you're wanting more of them. And probably the worst case scenario is both. I want more of you and I want more for myself. And that doesn't always work. So that leads to decisions, that leads to compromises, that leads to new ways of structuring our relationships, our intimacy, our contacts, and also, like I say, our finances. And this can happen in a number of different ways. Okay, I'm kind of approaching this Mars going into Scorpio a little early. You may not be feeling it right now, but you will be before the next Pele report. This can be economic surprises. You know, this can be the bank calling you up saying you forgot to pay us this, you know, or, natural causes, natural disasters. We're really feeling, and we will continue to feel over these next few years, Mother Nature, climate change, earth change, really speaking to us, where we all need to come together to find cooperative solutions that are going to pave the way for a healthy planet in the new paradigm. So this Mars-Uranus, we've already got some sudden, chill factors in the U.S. and there's fires in Australia. There's a lot of different things going on now. That's not going to stop. In fact, that can even increase, where we can continue to get very expensive surprises. And we really may need to ask for help, reach out to partnership. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough of this. I don't have enough clients, I don't have enough business. I don't have enough and this can really foster new connections, new relationships, and that will really be fantastic. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but that Sun moving into Sagittarius and then Jupiter moving into Capricorn, we're going to see a real big shift in energy, like I say, next week. So this week, I just want to say, cool the jets, reflect, don't get too hasty, don't jump the gun, don't be, making contracts or making commitments or, saying I'm going to be doing this. This is like a really good time to negotiate, to reflect about where things are going to go in the very, very long, distant future. Uranus is the future. It's really positive. And certainly last but not least is Venus squaring Neptune, coming really fully in tomorrow. And it was about 9 months ago, again around February, that Venus, conjoined with Neptune. And, that's such a beautiful, loving, soft, relaxing heart space aspect. It's just, this is a beautiful time, I feel, where, spiritual entities, ascended masters, whatever religion or spiritual, reality you believe in, this is just a beautiful time to get downloads. This is a beautiful time to meditate, pray, however you want to do it, but to open your heart space, open your crown chakra, and be guided into, the highest relationships, the highest forms, of, employment, the highest and best use of your time and energy and resources. So, it's just like This is just a beautiful time for inspiration. And then, in the coming weeks and months ahead, we can take that inspiration and go into manifestation. So hang tight, right? And clean your plate. Clean the plate off. Get ready for a new serving. Get ready for a new meal. Okay, if that spaghetti's taking up too much, space on the plate, lose it. Get ready for some spinach or something, So, today's mantra, this week's mantra, just, really taking it in to absorb it. As I review my life, where I'm going and where I've been, some things are beginning and some things need to end. So it is kind of a decision-making time. This is a time to really process our values, our goals, and all of our relations, feeding, nurturing, supporting, or holding, tying, binding us back. And, just like really step outside, step above, go into your witness, go into your observer, and just make beautiful, loving decisions that are best for everybody involved. And try not to shock anybody or do anything too sudden or too dramatic or too, what can I say? Yeah, shocking or traumatic. Duh. So, and if you're thinking about the future, you may want to be thinking about coming down to Costa Rica next year. Astrology Rising 2020. I'm going to be there hosting a whole big, huge event, and I'm going to put a little bit about it, right here at the end of the Pele report. And there's a link down below to the website. Check it out. Yeah, baby. So, with all of that, one more time, as I review my life, where I'm going and where I've been, some things are beginning and some things need to end. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.